And good morning once again from Ventura College. It's the 3C2A Men's and Women's Soccer Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We start with the Men's Championship and All-South Final. Golden West College against Cerritos College. A little bit later today at 2 o'clock we'll have the Women's Final for you. But let's start with the Men's Final, and let's bring in Greg Aviles, head coach at Fullerton College. And Greg, thanks so much for joining us today. And perhaps a bit fortuitous here as we bring you in to talk about it. Golden West reaches the final here today. That's a team you know very well. You guys saw them 3 times this year. We got a little taste of what they like to do on Friday, but what do they bring to the table in this matchup?
Yeah, Jeff, thanks a lot for having me up here. At Golden West, we're very, very familiar with them. Been an extremely gritty group all season long, very stingy in the back. Fronted by a very solid central midfield line and just some workhorses up front that are just really scrappy, and they're going to be looking for opportune moments.
And they come in here riding as high a wave as you really can, back-to-back victories. Of course, they were able to knock you guys out a couple of rounds back, and you guys won the Orange Empire Conference, so it started right there with a very good win against Fullerton. But then Mount San Antonio College, Fresno City College, the last 2 champions back-to-back. So if they don't believe by this point, I don't know what's going to help them, but I'm sure they come in here with a lot of confidence. But they take on a very talented Cerritos team. You guys didn't get to see them this year, but they've been around, and we know what they do well.
Yeah, they're taking on a team with a lot of history and a lot of experience, but you know what, they've gone through everything they had to go through this year, and to come to this point, they've really had to come together as a group, and you can see their wave. And the playoffs is all about momentum, and they seem to be riding that momentum right now.
Yeah, they got off to a torrid start in the victory on Friday, eventually going up 3-0 before City College of San Francisco really fired up a gritty comeback, coming all the way back to 3-2. They had a chance in the final minute even to tie that one up, as we have a whistle here in the stoppage, and we'll have our first free kick as we are underway here in the men's final. Cerritos in the blue and white, and Golden West in the green. So Aldama will take the free kick, but I know you were here on Friday, and you're working in your new capacity as the president of the California Community College Soccer Coaches Association, but did you have much opportunity to get to watch some of the game as well?
Yeah, we did. We got to see them, and I think one of the interesting tales today is going to be what City was able to expose on Cerritos is when they high pressed and started to put some pressure on their back line. They looked to be a little bit vulnerable, so it's interesting. 2 different styles is here today, and see what style is going to prevail, because I think if Golden West is able to impose the same kind of pressure that City was able to, it could make for a very interesting match.
Well, that's what we were talking about as we watched the game, was the Rams came out not wanting to press, I think recognizing the danger perhaps of the Falcons and their ability to handle the ball and create scoring chances. But indeed, when they stepped up the pressure in the second half, that's when they had success. And that's all we saw from Golden West on Friday.
Yep.
So it is an intriguing matchup of styles here as we get started in the first minute. Another whistle going back to Cerritos. They continue to battle in the corner, and now they try to clear out. This will be off of Cerritos, and we'll have a throw-in from the far side. Cerritos, it was a varied attack in the victory on Friday. Goals for Villalobos, for Kevin Diaz, of course, one of the top 5 scorers in the entire state and a dynamic player, and then Ortega also finishing it off. And for Golden West, it was Chris Perdomo with both goals, his first 2 goals of the season, so talk about timing. And Perdomo, interestingly, not in the starting lineup, so perhaps they're looking to bring him in for a lift off the bench a little bit later on. And Perdomo was a lot of trouble for Fresno, a very big physical presence on that front line.
Yeah, I think what you see traditionally right now is Golden West, as you see they're in their standard lineup that they've showcased all year. And it seems to be kind of the lineup that's going to come in. It's going to lay the hammer a little bit, get the tempo going, and then you're going to start to see some different waves of players come in and behind that and showcase some different things. But I think right away I can already start to see some of the respect from the Cerritos back line and the goalkeeper not playing as high as they were against the Rams, and you can see how they're kind of starting to settle back in a little bit.
In the spirit of full disclosure, the Falcons have come out in very attractive jerseys here in the blue and white, but the numbers are a little difficult to pick up here in the press box. So we'll do our best to try and keep track of specifically who has the ball. Centering pass into the box, first scoring opportunity, but a whiff on the header. The pass a little too strong, and the Falcons will recover. So we'll try to keep track of the Falcon players for you as best we can, as we have a collision and a player down and a whistle. A free kick coming. No yellow card. So Aldama will come up and take the kicks. And this is something we saw a lot on Friday as well. Aldama, very aggressive, or I should say, perhaps Benny Arteaga, very aggressive in terms of using Aldama for free kicks well into the field.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about what's the, from a coaching standpoint, what's the danger? Why does he want to do that? What's the possible danger in doing something like that?
Typically I think from these free kicks, especially in these set-piece areas, you're seeing that 3-4-3 from Cerritos, and I think what they're looking for is to produce more players up front, perhaps look for a lockdown into the box area. So I think the advantage of getting the goalkeeper up higher up the field for these set pieces is to put more numbers on the box and around the goal area. I think they were particularly exposed in the last game as he was playing so high on the counterattack. So if that ball is not initially won, if they can expose a quick counter as they're looking to build here, that higher line leaves them very susceptible to goals.
We're into the 6th minute and a long pass too strong. Vega with the start again as the keeper for Golden West. And, of course, Aldama, as we've talked about, in goal for Cerritos. Galvan sends this one forward, but Martinez chips it back to midfield. A little contact and no call. Early on, we've seen a couple of collisions, but I think also for Golden West, they came out very physical against Fresno. I think definitely trying to send a message or impose a style of play. I think not quite as much in this matchup here in the first few minutes that I see.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a little bit of respect from both sides to see what the others got, and as they build the counter here.
Give and go. Golden West, this is how they had success against Fresno. Very quick counters. But this one going nowhere. Sotelo loses the ball. And now the Falcons will look for a quick counter. And one broken up and sent back. Diaz in the center forward spot, and that's the guy that they like to try and find for the Falcons.
I think one of the factors is going to be whether or not he can break down their center back from Golden West. Omar Galvan has been a very strong defender down the middle, along with the Vargas brothers anchoring around him. So I think whether or not the Cerritos forwards can actually start to break him down the physicality will be an interesting tale today.
Carrillo goes down, and the call against Golden West. So we'll have a direct kick here from the side, and the first significant scoring opportunity for Cerritos comes in the 8th minute as Galinar will set this one up. Again, a variety of options for the Falcons in a set piece from this position. But it starts with Diaz, 4th in the 3C2A in goals. 20 with another one yesterday. On goal, still alive and now cleared out. It looked like Vega might have gotten a hand in there to break that one up, and then it was cleared out by Golden West.
Curious to see as the game goes on how long Coach Jimenez leaves Carlos, his number 9 striker, to play low, as he's a very physical forward throughout the year and has proven to be quite difficult for a lot of center backs. So going in a 1v1 situation up front, how that's going to play out for him.
Well, they were very compact against Fresno in the victory on Friday was Golden West. It looks, are they employing a similar kind of tactic today? Does it look like defensively? Are they backing off quite a bit?
Yeah, it looks defensively they're starting to yield away a little bit now. Kind of seeing a couple waves from Cerritos going forward. I think they're just wanting to make sure that their back line and their central mids are tracking and not exposing any dangerous areas. But what they're tending to giving up now is on some of the shifts being a little bit late now, giving up a couple set pieces here in the last few minutes.
Another set piece coming, and it's Gallinar again. This time he chips, looking for the far post. Ball free for a moment, played back out, a one-timer into the box, but it's blocked at the point. High rebound. No call, letting him play, and Golden West emerging with the ball. Garcia tries to play it ahead, but the Falcons keep it in. And with a Golden West player down, we have our first call here. Did you see the call on?
Yeah, looked like some high contact off the ball as they started to play away here. But again, just two very familiar teams with each other. I think you're going to see some of that today. So it's going to be up to the referee to make sure he maintains the game.
Well, so much on the line, and there'll be a challenge for the referees, to be sure. Always such a difficult tightrope. You want to call the game and maintain a sense of order, but you also don't want to impact the game too much on a game that means so very much. Touch pass to the middle. Poked outside, but Golden West going to keep it. And another whistle, and here's a yellow card going against Golden West. We'll see if we can get a quick replay on that. All right. Should be able to pick this one up here, and let's see if we maybe can catch the contact.
This is where both teams have to be a little bit cautious because, when Cerritos was under pressure and the game started to get away from them, they started panicking with some unnecessary challenges. They seemed to look a little out of sorts, and Golden West was, I thought, just a few more fouls away from possibly losing a player on Friday as well. So I think both teams have to make sure in this game, in this situation, to maintain their composure.
So it's Everastico that picks up the yellow card. Meanwhile, a corner kick coming for the Falcons here in the 12th minute. Chip to the far post, header high up, still loose in the box. Played back out. The Rustler is able to clear it away. And now they'll have a throw in. Garcia able to play it off of Correa. Well, the Rustlers were very content on Friday to play a more compact defensive set, let Fresno have some greater control of the ball, though they were physically imposing themselves early, and then very quickly they struck late in that first half. But you have the sense also that that's a very dangerous game to play with Cerritos College and the way that they can handle the ball.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see in difference here is Cerritos was a little bit better, at least showing on Friday in the final third and breaking down the back line and getting the runs in behind to create better scoring opportunities, where City was a little bit more content with possessing the ball, holding the ball, playing it around the back, and controlling the middle part of the field, which kind of played into the Rustlers' hands. But I think here you're going to see Cerritos, if Golden West continues to back down a little bit and give them space there, you are going to look to bring more numbers and keep coming.
Another Rustler player down. Also looks at this in the early going here that Cerritos a little more willing to match the physical play with physical play of their own. I had the sense, at least early on, that Fresno was a little bit reticent trying to stay out of that game and stay to what they wanted to do. But the Falcons look a little more comfortable in this kind of physical type of game.
Yeah, not to mention these guys seen each other early on in the year and are very familiar already, just over the history of the seasons of playing each other. But they already had a good look at each other early on in the preseason. And I think both walked away just with some good familiarity of what was going to happen. But also you're talking about players that are very close in proximity to each other. So a lot of them have grown up playing together, are very similar styles from the teams that they come from.
That's something that we often see in our coverage across the board here in the 3C2A is some of these players, they didn't just see each other for the first time earlier this year. These guys have known each other for a while.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of guys that have not only played with each other, but maybe have grown up on similar rivalries and things like that. So there's a lot at stake here. For sure, bragging rights for the next few years.
Falcons trying to push that one forward, but again, the Rustlers able to clear. But Aldama out quickly, and going back to Friday, the first goal for the Falcons came on a very quick counter that came off of a save by Aldama. You saw him get the ball out very quickly a couple of passes later, and the Falcons were on the board, and it only took a few seconds, and you see that Aldama's out very, very, very far from the goal on those long clears, and they want to go right back to work if they can.
Yeah, he's going to be a big part of the transition on those counterattacks. They do look to strike early, but, in addition, he's up higher for support with 3 in the back and times that even now showing 2 in the back. So he's a pivotal piece for those balls in behind, which I think is going to help prevent some of the counters from Golden West.
We'll have a throw in for Martinez. And this is Gallinar. Gallinar, kind of a quarterback for this Falcon team from that midfield position, and among the leaders in assists and a shot on goal, but Vega in good position.
You definitely start to see Cerritos getting comfortable now.
And the Rustlers with their first attack in several minutes, poked back out. Good pressure in the battle, and now the Rustlers just have to reset. Back to Vargas. And a steal. And no call as the players get tied up. Now there is a whistle, so a free kick will be awarded to the Falcons. It looked like initially, with all that contact, that there was still no call, but.
And that's going to be a critical moment, a piece of the field here for Cerritos is on transitions. If they can maintain composure, put the passes together, Golden West is going to be looking to break things up in that part of the area. So I think either they're going to expose them on a draw out or draw a foul, perhaps.
We're in the 16th minute, and you get a good look at Gallinar. Chips this one into the box, and it's in for a goal. Hold everything. There was a lot of contact with Vega. Trying to give you a couple of looks at this one. Here, let me back that up a little bit. There we go. One more look here from up top as Vega is still down. And there's a lot of contact as that ball is coming in. So Vega is up.
We talked about a lot of other pieces for the Rustlers down the stretch in the playoffs, but Vega has been a critical piece for them. I know against Santa Barbara and against us, he was extremely important in the PK shootouts. Came up big with them on a lot of different saves, and I think he's been a valuable asset for them down this run. A player that didn't play a lot throughout the season, looked to start the last few games in the playoffs, and he's really put them on a hot streak.
Yeah, working on back-to-back shutouts and the victories over Mount San Antonio College and Fresno, with Vega in goal. And well, listen, if they can pitch a shutout here today, it's gonna be a little feather on your cap. You guys will have been the last to score on them, but obviously that's a well into the future right now. We're in the 18th minute, still no score. So the goal was waved off, and it looked to me, as we watched the replay on that, there clearly was a lot of contact on Vega before that shot goes in, and that's what prompts the call.
Right, exactly. I think he was just a little half second too early there. Great ball in the box, but just came a little early, unfortunately, for Cerritos.
So still no score.
I think there might be an early indicator of what's to come on set pieces. Both set pieces for Cerritos have gone high on Vega. They might be seeing a matchup that they like favoring the box.
Yeah, go back to a corner or a free kick from the side in the corner, near corner, and it was a hard drive right to the front of the goal, and Vega had to come out and try and make a play, but that was very similar. They obviously chipped that one again, looking to get it right on top of Vega. That's what they want to do.
Exactly, and it looked like even though he was a little early, the head got above his hands a little bit, so they might be Cerritos might be leaning to something that they like.
The ball will be awarded to Golden West for a free kick here in the 19th minute. This one chipped into the box, a big bounce, and it's in! Well, we've seen some strange goals against Cerritos this weekend, and take a look here, and we'll let you watch this one, and this bounces in the box. Going to give you a couple of looks, and you just can't position it a whole lot better against Aldama. One more look here. And I think if you're Aldama in that situation, he's in a little bit of a tough spot there. I think he's anticipating that the Golden West players may be going to be able to redirect that or get a shot on goal. He ends up backing off a little bit trying to play that, and the ball bounces right over his head.
Yeah, but that goes back to Friday, too. Communication blunders out of the back line, too, that they conceded their goals against City. I think Aldama and the center backs have had some issues with communicating on who's going to take the ball and who's not. To me, that's something that a center back should never even let bounce in the box, so it should have been challenged to begin with. But this is where Aldama's shown his vulnerability, getting caught in no man's land, and with these balls bouncing around, he's been suspect pretty much all weekend.
In the 21st minute, Golden West grabs the lead. A direct kick from about 40 yards out, and it bounces in. And now the Falcons will have to play from behind. Well, we made the point on Friday that Benny Ardiaga had talked about that this was a Falcon team that had a tendency sometimes to get off to slower starts. They played better in the second half. The longer the game went on, they seemed to pick up the pace and play better. And that was obviously a concern. You don't want to keep on getting off to a slow start, and that is what has happened here. A shot from way outside. It's well over the crossbar.
Yeah, to that point, you don't want to concede too much momentum here to the Rustlers because, they're going to keep going, and the ball's been bouncing on their side.
Well, the Falcons will have to go to work in the 22nd minute, and they trail it 1-0. Still looking for an official score. It was Kevin Averastico who took the free kick, and not entirely sure at this point whether or not that ball was touched, but it looked to us like it was pretty much off of Averastico off the initial kick, and it just bounced in. So Averastico right now gets credit for the goal that gives the Rustlers the 1-0 lead. And if you go by the stats that we have, that would be Averastico's first goal of the year. So, guys stepping up. This was a Rustler offense, as that one's cleared out, that had really been led by Jesus Vargas and Juan Vargas. But they have not tallied so far this weekend, but it's been Perdomo and now Averastico stepping up. Gallinar chips this one toward the near side, controlled. Now the Falcons look to attack in the box. Played back outside. Still alive. And it looked like Ortega tried to dial one up and just misfired.
Yeah, but as a coach, this is exactly what you want in the playoffs of the new season. You want new players stepping up. You've been anchored so long, and you're going to probably see the other opposition anchoring your players. So now the fact that Golden West has a lot of guys stepping up from different areas. But, again, it goes back to what's happened for them in this playoff run. That they just had a lot of things go their way, and that's a very dangerous thing to play against when you feel like the momentum's on somebody's side and they've been rolling hot and just having this fortuitous bounces.
Vega now ready. Well, it looks to me, Greg, as I watch this one, as the kick from Vega is intercepted. Now the Falcons trying to mount a quick counter, but a terrific slide tackle. And now a foul going against the Falcons, going back the other way. We'll give it to Golden West. It looks to me, as Vargas is back up, and we'll have a free kick for Golden West, that the play is pretty physical, but it also looks like not a lot of calls right now, and I think the referees have made the decision that they're going to let some stuff go here and let the boys settle it on the field.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to the referee, because I think they said there's been some good challenges here, but he's done a pretty good job of letting the boys take care of business on the field and letting these guys play it out, knowing all the emotion that's riding high in this. He's letting the game settle in, and when it's got out of hand a few times, he has pulled out the card.
Everastico fans it outside. Looking for a cutter, Everastico on the give and go, but the shot blocked out front. So the Rustlers get a shot off, but the back line there for the Falcons. And as we move into the 26th minute, Flores Diaz can't quite get a scissor kick on that one, and it'll go back to Cerritos. Well, when Golden West got the lead against Fresno, they really tightened the defense in that second half. They were out challenging everything very aggressively. Terrific interior passing, and that one broken up as the counter develops, but look like is that Galvan moving over to break that up just when the Falcons looked like they were getting something going, but the Rustlers seem to only up the defensive intensity once they got a lead.
Yeah, you saw that because even Galvan, who didn't start that game, came in. He was a little banged up from the previous games. Even emerged onto the field to lock that up for him and solidify the win.
That one nearly through the box. Falcons still in control. They'll play it out for a one-timer, blocked at the point, sent back out. Camacho plays it back, and this is Martinez. Gallinar tried to chip that one forward, played out. Gallinar in a give and go. Tries to drop a pass, not on the same page as Ortega. And Ortega with a late break, but Vega gets there first.
You're also seeing a lot of respect on set pieces from Golden West to Cerritos, and the fact that they know they're pushing a lot of numbers, but Golden West being a counter-attacking team is not even keeping anybody high on the corner kicks. Knowing there's only one lone back, they're dropping everybody into the box to try to defend, and happy with just the clearance that's played back in.
Foul called, and Cerritos will have a free kick. And again, it's Aldama. Again, they try the give and go. But the Rustlers playing the passing lanes very well.
They've done a good job of defending, but you're starting to see them open up a little bit of success. Is what what City did not do to the Golden West was they tried to coming around the outside. City was putting a lot of their attack going straight down the heart of Golden West defense. I think Cerritos is doing a much better job at attacking the perimeter players and trying to get around to the end lines, if not within combinations within the box.
Galvan will have the throw in. Falcons win the ball. Gallagher tries to make a move but has it stolen. Rustlers want a counter. Whistle gives it back to Cerritos. Shot on goal and just wide. Rustlers want a counter. And the slide tackle will send that one out. And are they going to give this one to Cerritos? Well, that draws a reaction.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a late deflection there.
Martinez will have the throw in. And that's Diaz getting all the way back. A great job on the slide tackle. Play that one off of Golden West and get the ball. And it's going to be played off of Golden West. That's up in our direction. And now Diaz is down. And again, the ball not even in play at the time.
As they're setting for this, you see the Rustlers have slid into a new look, sliding their traditional center back, Omar Galvan now playing left back, and the two Vargas brothers now playing central back together. This is not a look that they've shown yet.
And that was Ortega. That was slow to get up, but he's back up. Driven in by Gallagher. Loose and cleared. But the Falcons will maintain control. Ortega looking for Gallagher on the give and go. Rustlers want a counter. Long pass ahead, but Martinez coming up with the steal. 33rd minute. Golden West on a goal from Kevin Everastico. Have the 1-0 lead. Chip to the far side. And the Rustlers continue to really try and pressure the ball. There you see another defender running out to try and squelch the dribble drive there.
Yeah, they've slid into a 5-back set here, so you can see now they're looking to get numbers. Like I said, as Cerritos has been attacking the perimeter, they're going with the 5 backs, 3 central backs, looking to make sure that they shut down those 1-2 passes along the sidelines.
Looking for the far post, and it's still in the box. And again, the Rustlers content to clear it out, and the Falcons maintain control. Cueva gonna play it back. And this is Lira. And our Falcons unable to control on the long pass. I believe that was Carrillo.
I think the real question is going to be here is as Cerritos chasing the game and wants to pick up the tempo, whether or not they can actually maintain composure and slow it down a little bit to work the breakdown of the Golden West as they're sitting in a 5-back set. I think they can continue to maintain their patience and look for those opportunities. They might be successful here.
Rustlers trying to mount a counter, but the Falcon defense able to stand, and now they'll clear it out. This will be off of Golden West, so a throw-in coming on the far side. Well, one very, very close call for Golden West in the first half on the long direct kick from Gallinar, but the contact before the shot, and that takes the goal off the board. But really, the Falcons, some pretty passing here right now, but not a lot of shots on net to show for it. The Rustler defense continues to be a puzzle.
Yeah, it does. It's going to be a matter of whether or not they can start to find the opportune moments to break them down or find isolated parts of the field the way that they're bunkering in here. But Golden West does seem very content just sitting back on top of their 18 and just clearing balls out.
Another hard tackle. I want to see if we can maybe get a replay from down on the field. Let's see if Ryan had the shot. I'm not sure he did. Start to see the move here, and again, this is just what we've been seeing this weekend, and ends up with just a throw-in for Cerritos. So no call there, and just a good hard tackle. Well, we're 37 minutes in. Does it look familiar from what you saw from the sidelines playing these guys 3 times?
Yeah, it's very familiar. Actually, they're a little bit more defensive than when they came out with us. I think against us they were a little bit more opportunistic to come forward and just being very familiar in conference. Things here now they've got the early goal. They're content with just sitting back and defending to make sure they don't concede.
Free kick coming for Golden West. A good hustle from Ortega, keeping that ball alive. And that's Diaz now on the right. For Cerritos, they're moving, continuing to shift around, I think, with Diaz and Ortega and Villalobos in this first half and trying different combinations. Still looking for something that'll work. The ball still loose, and the Rustlers trying to control. And now back out to Martinez, and the Falcons will set up. The Falcons have had a relatively uneventful run through the postseason. Centering pass from Martinez. It's still loose. And now the Rustlers able to maintain control, but a steal. Cerritos wants the quick counter. Great poke check. Rustlers going to clear this one out, but not all the way. Martinez again wants to center a drive to the far side. And the Rustlers able to clear once again. Steal for Golden West on the far side and out of play, and the throw-in will belong to Golden West.
Much better build-up there from the Falcons, utilizing to move the ball from both sides and then get their outside backs involved. It's really where you can start to overload them, and I think what the Rustlers have shown is if you can put really a lot of pressure on their back four, they tend to be a little susceptible to making late challenges or missed tackling, which tends to hurt them a little bit in defending, as much as they have been defensively sound.
And we're ready to go. In the 40th minute. Gallinar. The pass back outside. I think he's expecting someone there and nobody there, and instead it just heads back to Golden West.
Yeah, he was looking for his winger to come back in and check down to try to create an opportunity to get behind that outside back, but he never came.
Again, Falcons with a quick turnover. Trying to set up the counter. A lot of contact. There's a whistle. And the free kick will come for Cerritos over on the far side. And it's a dangerous spot, and what amounts to almost a corner kick from that spot just outside the box.
Curious to see if they go back up top and test the keeper from that same spot, because there's an almost identical area from the one earlier.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of hard drives right to the mouth of the goal where Vegas had to make a play. Seemed to be crashing the front of the goal. Far post, header cleared out. Couldn't quite get a shot on net. Very crowded at the far post, and the Rustlers able to clear. And that one poked free. And the Rustlers win the ball. Vargas on the drive, and he has that one stolen. Diaz in from the right, but that one poked free. Diaz tries to beat the double team. Little contact, more contact. Now we've got a whistle. First it was Diaz going down, and then another Falcon player trying to get a number, and Anthony Garcia has the call go against him, and doesn't really like the call. Catch the tail end of that here. And first you see Diaz and another call. That one goes against Garcia.
It's just some of those unnecessary late challenges from Golden West that are really bailing out the forwards there. There was no need to come in that late and challenge. All you had to do is really stand them up. But you start to see some of those late.
Are you talking about the last play there on Garcia that draws the whistle? And
yeah, exactly. There's really no need. He wasn't becoming dangerous. He was turning away from goal, and I think just drawing that foul really bailed him out. And
it results in a direct kick here in a dangerous spot for Gallinar. And we saw a kick from almost this exact location a little bit earlier in the first half, and Gallinar was able to get a hard drive right on the goal. This time he's looking for the far post, but it's the Rustlers able to head it out of the box. Falcons maintain control. And again, another whistle, and this will go against Golden West. And it's easy to see as we watch from up here, but there's a measure of frustration right now for the Cerritos players. But I think if you're Golden West, that's not necessarily a terrible thing in your mind. If you're in their head a little bit and they're getting frustrated, then maybe you're a little bit where you want to be.
Yeah, you can say you're definitely in their head when you're playing with fire a little bit, because they've given a team that many opportunity chances outside your box and in your area. Drawing your center backs out of the box could create some chances for them. Things that they definitely don't want to do. And again, there's, in my opinion, no need for those fouls out that far away from goal.
Chipped into the box and back out again. And boy, the Rustlers on these set pieces, and this goes back to Friday as well, a long pass, and it's Perdomo back there who had a couple of goals on Friday, working against that back line, and the Rustlers maintained the ball. But going back to the game against Fresno on Friday, their ability to win 50-50 balls in the box has been a real story this weekend. They're winning almost all of them, and it's allowed them to be very successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got three strong center backs now, especially they drop into this five-man set here out of the back line, and the Vargas brothers and now Galvan sitting in for them. Just solid, experienced defenders, and I think that's, now that they've locked down that middle, it's going to be very difficult to break them down.
Long pass. Sent up high. Battle for the loose ball. That one out of play.
That's the frustration. I think the difference in what Cerritos is doing that City didn't do is staying on the perimeter and not attacking the central backs on the initial attack, coming around the perimeter and then hoping to either draw the foul or to get them to get dragged out late in the box.
Falcons trying to work that far side. That one played out. Off of Alex Pinone. We'll have a throw in. Moving toward extra time here in the first half. Inside pass is broken up. Rustlers want a quick counter. They've got a shot here. Slide tackle by Martinez wins the ball for Cerritos. Falcons trying to mount a quick attack, but the Rustlers able to clear it back out. Again, they send it in. One-timer into the box, still alive. Martinez comes up with the steal. Everasto bringing the pressure. And a yellow card coming. And this yellow card's going to go against Cerritos.
Yeah, it just looks like a little bit of frustration on the Falcons side.
Catch the tail end there. And I'm not quite sure I saw what was the what brought the call. Long pass into the box, and the Rustlers with a rare foray here in the first half into the Falcon box. But they got one big one.
They did. And that last call was just, a late swipe at the ball from a Cerritos player just after he lost possession. But again, just a little frustration from them, but let's see what they bring here.
Set piece coming for Golden West. They'll keep it on the ground, but the Falcons able to quickly clear it out back to midfield. Sent in, but only Aldama back for Cerritos. Golden West giving way, and they'll just play this out. The throw-in coming, and the Falcons don't want to wait. They try to get going quickly. Corner kick coming. Or now they're going to say this is going to go to Golden West with a goal kick. I thought that was off of Golden West, but they're a little bit closer to the play.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, it seems as I watch here, as this one is chipped high into the air, Martinez sends it back. Ortega looks like goes down harder. And can't tell if that's Ortega or Diaz. And one more look here at another very hard tackle, but this one's going to result in a kick, a direct kick coming for the Falcons. So come from about 40 yards out. Well, this is about where we saw Golden West come up with their goal. Almost this exact spot, straight on. Galliner chips into the box. Loose ball, but cleared out. Falcons can't quite find a lane. That one was free for a moment in front of the goal. Lira plays it over to Galliner. Again, they try the long pass, controlled nicely by the Rustlers and sent back out. And that will do it for the first half. We are through one half. Golden West, the 1-0 lead over Cerritos. It's the men's championship, the 3C2A men's and women's soccer championships here on SoCal, collegesports.com. Getting set to start the second half. Golden West with the 1-0 lead over Cerritos. The men's championship here in the California Community College Athletic Association. Falcons now work it from right to left, and well, it was cool and a little bit windy on Friday, but it's a beautiful Sunday. Started out a little cold, but hey, we're in the shirt sleeves now, so it's a good sign.
Yeah, the sun's breaking through
booth,
and you're getting some warmth, so it's nice. It was windy down south yesterday for our sophomore showcase, but yeah, it's great weather up here today for soccer.
So an immediate free kick for the Falcons here in the 46th minute, just underway in the second half, and it's Galinar who will take this from inside 20 yards. Well, it's just outside the box, so about 25 yards, a little bit more on this shot. And obviously with a guy like Galinar, there's a lot of options here. This is a very dangerous situation for Golden West.
Absolutely. He can find some of the targets in the box, or he can go straight to goal as he showed earlier. So
that one blocked up front by the wall. And Galinar will have to recover, and it'll be a throw-in.
Just a little unfortunate. Looked like he was trying to bend it around the wall a little bit to try to find that near post run.
Lira looking to chip this one forward. Trying to find Villalobos. Played back out. Lira wants the call, but this is going to go to Golden West. Barriga able to play it off, and the Rustlers will have the throw-in. Lozano. Too strong on the throw. Carrillo sends it outside. Falcons looking to counter, a little move. And another tackle, and this one's going to draw a whistle. Another free kick coming for Cerritos. So Ortega on the drive, draws the foul. Penate along with Galinar. And it's Penate with the drive, but wide of the post.
You can see again that's really where the Rustlers have been suspect, is as the ball starts to move up and around the width of the field and get on both sides. And then now it opens up a lot of opportunities for the Falcons to come inside, and that's where they've been late on their challenges. But overall done a good job this half of starting to spread out the field.
Lira brings it in. And one squirts through, but the Falcons will recover. And, well, I think you threw about 50 minutes here. You've seen a little bit of everything from Cerritos. Some effort to attack through the dribble drive, through some passing out front. They've tried some chip passes, I think, to the front. And so far, nothing seems to be able to get the direct shot on goal that they're looking for.
Yeah, they've definitely shown their versatility to do many different things and come at you different ways, and Golden West seems to be holding strong to defend counterattacks. But again, I see the tactical adjustment here, as you notice that Cerritos is now stretching the width of the field a lot more and trying to get their outside players a little bit wider on those touch lines to try to stretch them out a little bit. So rather than what they were coming straight down the middle in the first half, they seem to be content with now trying to stretch on the opposite sides.
And indeed, this attack comes from the outside, but the poke check. And the steal for Golden West. .50-50 ball. Villalobos can't quite control. Stays with Golden West. Now they'll try to counter. Terrific slide tackle and a steal for Cerritos. That was Penate. Able to win the ball for the Falcons. Martinez on the give and go. Wants to center, but a hard tackle. Again, no foul call. Still playing. Good job by Martinez to try and keep it alive. Now he's got it.
Martinez himself seems to be getting a little more comfortable with the game. He's getting higher up the field and becoming more part of the attack.
Cueva. This is Martinez. Chips it to the far post, and that one headed out, and Golden West content to reset the defense. It was Jesse Sotelo playing that one out. Throw in coming. And Sotelo able to break that one up on the throw in. Again, Golden West will send it out. Well, this is very similar to the first about 10 or 20 minutes in the game against Fresno. And again, very compact defensively and quite content to simply play the ball back out and really pack in that defense in the box and let the Falcons see if they can find a lane. Good passing up front, but the interior pass is broken up. Falcons, it looks like trying to find that cutter behind.
They're still trying to find their rhythm and open up the lanes, but they're showing much more patience here in this half than they did. I think very similar to their first half against City, and showing the class of players that they do have on their roster. Now it's just a matter of how long Golden West can weather this storm of attack.
Possible counter here on a terrific steal by Sotelo. Sotelo still on the drive. Falcons getting back. Sotelo tries to split a couple of defenders, and it's poked free. Well, we got a foul call. This will ultimately go against Sotelo, so the kick will be given to Cerritos. That one played behind Penate. Off of Golden West. Well, as soon as I say something about the great weather, and it's still very nice, the wind picks up a little bit. I'm
starting to get a little bit of taste of that nice ocean breeze.
Martinez tries the shot from well outside, and it's a little bit wide. Well, that's one thing that we haven't seen a lot from Cerritos is maybe trying some shots from outside the box. It seems a little low percentage, but one other way they can go, and that's what Martinez tries there, is he dials it up with the left foot, but doesn't quite get all of it.
Yeah, and you don't mind that shot coming in every once in a while because it's going to force defenders to have to step. If you can keep it around the frame, it's going to prove to be dangerous. It will open up some more channels for them. So I think ultimately, if Golden West continues to drop back in on the box, you want to have those outside shooters come in and look to take some chances. And you never know. In the first half, you never know what can happen, right?
Absolutely. And you think back to Friday, as that one is poked out of play. Should be off of Cerritos. Golden West, their first goal came on a shot that came well outside off a bad angle, but it was a rebound situation, and the foul ultimately led or produced the goal. So sometimes you never know, you might get a bounce out front and a loose ball, and that's how you ultimately find the back of the net.
Yeah, in close games, as long as you remain opportunistic, things can happen.
Aldama out, at the 30-yard mark. We'll play this one ahead to Gallinar. Long pass, looking for the far side, and again the Rustlers able to send it out, but Cerritos maintains. Another good poke check, and the Rustlers now look to mount a counter. Garcia plays it ahead. Sotelo with the center. Martinez battling, and he's able to send that one out of play on the far side. Golden West will have a play-in, but when we talk about the quick counters of Cerritos, and Golden West has gone to that play as well all weekend long, and that was a very quick counter.
Yeah, especially off the legs of Jesse Sotelo. He's done great on the last few counterattacks, just springing into open space and forcing the Falcons to have to drop back quickly. Yeah,
ultimately able to center it into the box, but the Rustlers can't find a shot on goal. Falcons will have the throw in. Zuluaga trying to split defenders, but loses control. It'll go back to Cerritos.
Let's go, Brian. Take over, Brian. Take over, Brian.
And a lot of credit to the Falcons for stretching the field much better this half than they did in the first half.
Intercepted pass and a counter here for the Rustlers. Chipped in, but over the crossbar. And a goal kick coming. '59th minute. Well, again, the Rustlers talk about some of the adjustments for Cerritos, but interestingly to me, as I watch, it seems as though the Rustlers now starting to think a little more offensively, despite having the 1-0 lead. And maybe that's just a nod toward the fact that this is a potent offensive team they're playing, and they're thinking about maybe we're going to need a second before it's all said and done.
Yeah, you can't just sit back with a team like Cerritos, especially with the adjustments that they made in this half to stretch the field. So now I think you're seeing a little bit of that. They're getting stretched out a little bit, but the need that you can't just set on a 1-0 goal. It seems to be that there's another goal left in this game.
Again, sent out. Lira with the slide keeps it in. Panate will switch the attack. Cueva. As the Falcons start to inch forward. Lira chips it to the front, but Vega right there. Well, as the wind started to pick up on Friday, it had a decided effect on shots and passes, and it is starting to pick up a little bit here, and that one appeared to sail a little bit on Lira, and it ends up being a fairly routine save for Vega as the Falcons will play it back.
Yeah, that cross breeze is going to tend to hold that ball up a little bit in flight, and so got to be very careful as balls are being served into the box.
Rustlers seeking to bring home their first men's soccer championship since 1977. If they can finish this one off. Carrillo drops the pass into the box, but Vega able to scurry out and come up with that one.
Yeah, he really did a great job of anticipating that pass and getting off his line to the spot, because those defenders were definitely beat. So a lot of credit to the goalkeeper Vega there on that play.
Waiting for the kick. Well, we've talked a lot about Jordan Aldama, a sophomore keeper, and what he has meant to this Cerritos team and the season that he's had. But boy, Vega deserves every bit the mention. The streak that he's on right now with this Rustler defense, and the way that they are being so effective defensively the last few games, and he's been outstanding here today.
Yeah, absolutely. This whole postseason run, he's been great, helping them in the PK shootouts and to just his positional play and coming up with key saves. So as much as Aldama's been a credited keeper throughout the whole season, Vega is definitely not falling short of that mark.
Falcons want a counter. Rustlers keeping up the pressure. Still on the drive. Panate working to his right. And that one lost and ultimately off of Panate, and the Rustler defense again continuing to pressure the ball.
Yeah, for that play, much better movement from the Cerritos side, but I think continue to move the ball a little bit quicker is going to play into their favor. But the movement off the ball definitely seems to be improving as they're stretching around the field and getting some of the rotations.
Throw in coming in the 63rd minute. Falcons win the ball. Martinez on the far side. Pass broken up. Now quick turnover. Villalobos, a shot on net, but not a lot on it. And Vega able to make the save. See if we can get this one coming right at you. Falcons on the attack. Good feed again. A slide, and that one played out. The Rustlers, like Barriga, able to chip that one out of play. Now Golden West can set up. This will be a corner kick. Top of the box, and again, the Rustlers win the set piece and are able to clear that one out. The Falcons will maintain, but now the Rustlers have the steal. And they'll play it back into Cerritos territory.
Now it really begs the question, as the Falcons are doing the ones that are baiting the Rustlers to come out and come and counter, and it's left them susceptible in the back. You know, as Golden West is looking to push a little bit higher in the field just due to shape, it's leaving some opportune lanes for Cerritos to get in.
Inside pass and a one-timer up over the crossbar. They find Lira, and Lera looking for a lane, but it's very crowded in that box for Golden West. And
yeah, he seemed to pull up a little bit on that, maybe second guessing himself, whether to flick it over, to go for the shot. So just sometimes you just get caught in between two decisions.
we saw Diaz on Friday with a terrific shot where he took a little off and was able to slide it under the crossbar. But obviously that's so difficult to do.
Yeah, that truly was a great goal of the tournament.
Rustler's trying to play it back, and now the Falcons have it. They'll look to attack. Pass ahead into the box. Rustler is able to scramble back and clear that one not all the way out. Falcons will keep it. We play on. Centering pass, headed back out. Perdomo back there, but Falcons will send it back in. It's great that it was Carlos Diaz Verduzco. Looks like playing the center forward spot. Saw a little bit of Perdomo in the first half, but Diaz Verduzco, one of the central offensive components here for Golden West.
Yeah, he's really the workhorse for them up front. That creates a lot of havoc up there, doing a lot of the work rate and allowing players to come in behind.
Like Zuluaga giving chase, but this will belong to Cerritos here in the 67th minute. Lera chips this one ahead, controlled by Carrillo. Carrillo starts a drive, but it's poked free and stolen. Good slide, and the ball sent out by Camacho. So Golden West will have to retrieve and throw in. Well, there's a whistle and a
red card.
Big reaction. And indeed, let's see if we can get the replay here. One more angle. Get this one from up top. So the red card will go against Golden West. And here in the 69th minute, Golden West will have a player sent off. Chipped into the box, still free. Vega got a piece of it, cleared it out. And Golden West will play it out. Did you see who got the? Trying to watch their who drew the red card?
Yeah, it appeared to be number 19, Kevin Everasco. Again, just going back to what was happening a little bit early on in the game, and stylistically to them just bailing players out, with untimely challenges. It just was unnecessary on the switch. He was not a threat to goal.
Now, in your opinion, having watched obviously a lot. Is that the call there on Everasco? Was that an automatic that would have always been, or is that something that maybe built up from some of these challenges that you've been talking about, and that was like sort of like the straw that broke the camel's back, or that's the one that's going to produce the red card? Meanwhile, we've got more going on here. The physical play continues. So they'll sort it out here.
Yeah, there's definitely frustration building up. I think the red card comes because of the the way the tackle was implemented with the cleats up on a jumping tackle. Just a very dangerous play. Again, unnecessary foul to begin with on the tackle, but the way that he initiated it, leaving his feet completely and coming up with the cleats, just a very dangerous play. So I don't think he left the referee with much choice there. But it seems that the referee is definitely going to start to tighten this up as he knows the tension's on the line here.
Back to live action. Another steal for Golden West, and there's a little bit of a push. Christian Sevilla. Well, the interesting thing is it's very physical, but again, from way up here, it doesn't feel like it's chippy as much as just they're just really getting after it. You still see players helping each other up, and there still seems to be a tone of the not a lot of anger, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, this is a straight hard competition. Like I said, it's more of a rivalry battle. You got more of, I said, a lot of familiarity. So it's not like there's these two teams that don't like each other. They just know there's a lot on the line.
Lira, the drive to the top of the box, played out once again, but to Gallinar. He'll one-time it, blocked up front, and Vega will fall on it. 72nd minute. So a couple of big fouls on Golden West here in the last few minutes, and now they're down a man as they work here in the 72nd minute, trying to finish off what would be an incredible championship run if they can do it. Victories over Orange Empire Conference champions, and then the last two 3C2A champions, and then you finish it off with Cerritos. But they've still got 20 minutes or so that they've got to negotiate, and they have to do in a man down. Carrillo on the give and go, nobody home. The Rustlers send it back out, but Cueva can keep it in. Into the box, shot to go! Brand new game.
Yeah, what a great sequence of passes from the Falcons. You know, it started with just being very patient on the build-up, stretching the field and allowing them to create those interior lanes, which is what they've been looking to do since the start of the second half. And then the hard part about defending on top of your 18 is it relies heavily on the additional numbers. And I think that Golden West being down a man is going to play into the fact that it's very difficult to defend your box when you're short players. Right now in this break-in play, and speaking of team cohesions and chemistry, I'd like to give a big shout out to the Santa Rosa Inner Circle, headed by Marty Kinahan and his group of young men that survived his recent downsizing of the Inner Circle.
Carrillo with the goal on an assist by Diaz. And we are tied at 1. And Cerritos with the man advantage the rest of the way here in the 75th minute. Long pass up ahead, too high for Sevilla. Well, the Rustlers had played, they had been playing with fire in some of the tactics here against a very dangerous team, but they had executed flawlessly. Another attack and a drive wide to the post from almost the same spot. But they had been executing almost flawlessly up until that point, but so hard to go 90-plus minutes, and then you start to do it a man down. And it's Cerritos that breaks through. And we've got a tie game at 1. And now, if you're on that Golden West sideline, is it about at this point you're just trying to make it to penalty kicks if you can, down a man at this juncture in the game?
Yeah, I think the first task at hand is to survive the momentum wave that's going to come within the first 5 to 10 minutes after scoring a goal like this, and get reorganized, get recompact, and then start to look to find your moments again. They've done a very good job throughout this run of staying organized and then finding counterattacks. But it looks like right now they're just a little bit out of sorts and just trying to figure out this puzzle, especially going down the man on who's going to slide in where and who's going to take up those empty spaces.
Well, while we have heaped the praise on the Golden West defense, and with good reason, it's worth noting here in the 76th minute that the Falcon defense, as Sevilla is able to head this one high and just over the post. Aldama went up high. See if we can get a quick look at that. And this all started with a kick as Aldama's still down. He had to go up high to get that one. One more look. But the Falcon defense, and as soon as I started to say that, that was one of the better scoring opportunities for Golden West in this game. But the Falcon defense has been every bit as stingy in terms of limiting good opportunities for Golden West. Their goal came in the first half on a free kick from about 50 or 60 yards out for Everastico. Here's a corner kick looking for the far post. Still in the box, headed up and out of play, and it should be another corner kick coming. This is off of Cerritos.
Yeah, as offensive as the Falcons have been, they've still done a great job of getting numbers in behind the ball and prevented the wrestlers really from breaking them down and finding those passes in behind. So even the test has been in front of the back line. And Aldama's just done a good job, I think, of dealing with that outside ball.
Martinez returns for Cerritos. Golden West down a man after the red card. Chip to the front, header, back out. Scissored in, but then back out by the Falcons, and a quick bump and a whistle coming as Sevilla again. Sevilla came in, didn't get the start here, but since it's come in, brought a physical presence to be sure. It just had the shot as well on the header about a minute ago that was on goal, and Aldama had to go to the vertical to keep that one out of the net. Game tied at 1. Lira to Panate has that one poked free but recovered. This is Carrillo trying to switch the attack. The Rustlers getting back. That ball still live and played out. And this should be a, was this off of Golden West? I believe it's a corner kick coming. Into the box. Again, played out, but not all the way. Falcons will keep it. Carrillo tries to set up the big shot from outside, blocked out front, and played out. 80th minute. Aldama back for this one. The Falcons, who have had the relatively uneventful run through the postseason, but it has been a challenge here in the final, which you would absolutely expect. Down 1-0, but a big goal here in the second half to tie it up at 1. Played out to midfield. The Rustlers Now with an opportunity to go on the attack. Sotelo, great slide tackle. Gallinar, what a tremendous steal. And now the Falcons want to mount a quick counter if they can, but it's Golden West that comes up with a big steal. Galvan able to pick that one, but played off of Cerritos. Will have a throw in. Jesse Sotelo will leave this one, and throw in will be handled by Hugo Lozano. Carrillo, who's been all over the place here in this second half, including coming up with the goal. Sends it to the far side. Golden West content to send this one out, 81st minute.
They defended well there. I think Golden West still struggling to deal with the switching of attacks early on by Cerritos. If they can settle the game down a little bit, then they can maybe get back into rhythm of their counterattacking play.
Lehrer plays this one into the top of the box. Galvan able to play it back out. Sotelo. Timing pass ahead, but offline, looking for Vargas.
Really a nice job by Sotelo coming inside underneath the back line to get that ball and start the counter. But again, you can see Cerritos getting 4 or 5 guys behind the ball very quickly. It's going to make it difficult for those counterattacks.
Chipped ahead, Sotelo trying to control but can't. Be a goal kick for Aldama. Falcons want to move quickly. Gallinar plays this one ahead, nobody home. Lira on the bounce. And just as Golden West was thinking attack, this will go back to Cerritos. Martinez on the give and go, keeps it alive. Another great slide tackle. Now the Falcons return the favor, and a foul called and a yellow card coming, and this will go back to Golden West. Did you like the call?
You know, it was both challenges were a little late, but I think the referee, definitely couldn't let the second one go.
So the yellow card goes against Cerritos. And Golden West will have the free kick from their own end in the 84th minute.
I believe a Golden West player picked up a yellow as well, maybe for dissent.
Okay, so yellows on both sides. Chipped into the box, but over everybody and Aldama on the big bounce. And again, Aldama will not hold. Instead, initiates the offense. Estrada, who has come on for Cerritos here in the second half. They'll play it across. This is Gallinar chipping it ahead, and Vega high up. Diaz closing in. But Vega's there. Another long pass, and Cueva with a good job to clear it. Carrillo starts a move, still on his feet. Gets it on the give and go. tries the interior feed, poked back out the header, and Vega there. Well, the attacks are coming more quickly now, Greg, for the Falcons, and I think they have adjusted to the pace fully at this point. They're looking more comfortable than ever offensively, and of course it helps being a man up.
Yeah, they do definitely look back in sync. I think the spacing that they've provided themselves is definitely helping them to find those lanes that they were trying to find early on in the game. So the game now definitely suited their favor, especially being a man up.
50-50 ball, and this will head out of bounds, and it will belong to Golden West. 86th minute.
Well, the Rustlers really have to be careful here as they're getting stretched across the field and coming in for some of those challenges that were a little bit more productive for them early on in the game. The referee seems to be a little bit quicker on the draw in this half. In fact, in the last one that he allowed play to continue, he already had his hand in his pocket. Looked like he was going to give a card had there not been an advantage.
Well, and of course, does the aggressive challenge that we've seen from Golden West really throughout this weekend, as this one's sent into the Cerritos zone, does that obviously become even more of a dangerous type of move when you're down a man?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, there's already a couple players already that have been cautioned and dancing that line here.
Long pass, sent back out. It's free. Now the Falcons have it.
And there it is again.
And there we go. And the referee going to the pocket. See if we can get this one from field level. Okay, so now what's the call here?
See, interesting to see how they line up here. I believe the referee has issued a double yellow is what it looked like. I'm trying to verify if that's in fact what he did.
We're in the 88th minute.
It appears as number 13. Alex Pignon has been issued a double yellow and is being sent off here as I see the fourth official going down the line to escort him out. It appears to be the case here.
So Everastico before and now Pignon. Aldama's kick sent back out. Lira tries to play it forward. The Falcons keep it. And an offside call. We'll give it back to Golden West.
The tale is going to be as the game continues to drag on, and in fact, even going into overtime, if that's in case what we end up doing is that the fact that Golden West is now playing with 9 players, and Cerritos seem to have every bit of the momentum on their side, and Golden West looking to be very fatigued out there. But going back to your point earlier, I think that you become it's very dangerous when you're coming in for some of those hard tackles because you're fully committed and oftentimes coming in late. So had you not get the foul or get the tackle, you're conceding a lot of space and opportunity behind you.
So Golden West now down 2. Diaz Verduzco can't control. Played out. The Falcons trying to set up an attack as we move toward extra time. Still tied at 1. The Rustlers playing with 9 players.
So very interesting decision here for Coach Alex Jimenez playing with 9 is do you come after and put a lot of pressure on a very dangerous attacking Cerritos team to put more pressure on the ball, or do you sit back and continue holding on for PKs and try to draw this thing out? I think it's sitting so back with fewer guys, you're more vulnerable to things opening up in behind you or getting stretched out further, and giving just a very talented Cerritos team that much time on the ball.
Yeah, talk about a pick your poison here.
Yeah.
If you wait, you give a very precise offense a little more room. Here they are on the attack. And is this going to be a penalty in the box? We'll hold everything here in extra time. Give you a couple of looks at this. One more look from up top, and I think clearly in the box.
That's just.
And now Gallinar in extra time with a chance to perhaps put this away for Cerritos without any need for overtime. Falcons just moments away. So we'll give you one more look here from behind as Gallinar.
That's just straight textbook finishing in the PK spot. True composure, lines up, knows his spot, beats the keeper without hesitation. And against a keeper that's proven to be very good in PKs. Just a quality finish.
Falcons lead it 2-1 in extra time. And Golden West now in a desperate situation, down 2 men, and they need to come up with a goal. Centering pass into the box. Aldama got a hand on it. It's still alive. That one scissored over the crossbar. And well, the Rustlers got a good push.
They did, and that last PK was just straight fatigue showing from their back line, just overworked. And they said spent a lot of time defending in this game and just an untimely challenge, but just due to lack of legs. We'll see how this game closes out because this style of play, being a goal down and players down, tends to play a little bit in the Rustlers' favor. It's going to force their hand a little bit to be very opportunistic going forward and about just throwing everything out there. And they've proven throughout this run that when they play in this style, they tend to find goals.
Relentless pressure now for Golden West as they try to mount some kind of attack. 2-1, we're in extra time. Vega plays it ahead. Still loose at midfield. Chip to the near side, but out of play. Falcons will have a throw in, and precious seconds will come off the clock. Well, for this Cerritos College team, what a way this would be to win at a team that has been outstanding all year, and they received a huge challenge here in the final, found themselves down a goal. But what a great second half they have played to put 2 on the board and take the lead. Looking to counter. Played back out. Falcons still have it. Listening for the whistle. Long pass and one more collision.
Perhaps a little frustration from the Rustlers there, but maybe a little gamesmanship as far as for the Falcons as well.
Well, again, in this situation, if you're the Falcons, any kind of a break allows you to reset. And
yeah, any opportunity to take the momentum out of the game or give them any advantages definitely will suit the Falcons.
Kind of take the air out of the ball.
Exactly.
Now Aldama will play this one forward.
Start to see the anticipation coming from the Cerritos bench and some of their fans here in the stands.
Well, it's been a boisterous crowd, as you would expect. Loose ball played out, and Cerritos will have a throw in. Penate will bring it in. Falcon players are ready to storm the field. Gallinar trying to keep it in. Able to center this one up, and Vega moving quickly. Sends this one into the Falcon zone, but the Falcons are back. And they'll send this one out of play. Golden West has to hurry. They'll have a throw in Cerritos territory.
Putting everything forward now.
Throw into the box. Still loose. One-timer blocked out front. Now up top, and that one blocked again at the point. Falcons able to clear, and that's it. Cerritos College in most dramatic fashion. 2 goals in the second half. And they are the 2018 3C2A men's soccer champions. This is just our first of 2 games today. We'll step aside briefly, come back, wrap things up here for the men's final. We'll get you down to the field, and we'll give you some visuals as they present the trophy and go through the awards for the Cerritos College Falcons, who are, again, the men's soccer champions here in the 3C2A. We'll come back here. You're watching the 3C2A Soccer Championship on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Let's recognize the players. Please come forward as your name is called to accept your 3C28 Snake Medallion. Badi Akkad. Elliot Ariola. Roberto Arzante. Michael Baker. Eric Mariga. Ricardo Canales. Rigo Cuevas. Carlos Diaz Verduzco. Ricardo Esperanza. Devin Everestico. Alan Flores Diaz. Omar Galvin. Anthony Garcia. Clayton Gomez. Kevin Gadarama. Hugo Lozano. Nisha Marson. Anthony Munoz. Chris Perdomo. Luis Pimentel. Alex Pignon. Kevin Reyes. Alan Samano. Jesse Sotelo. Jesus Vargas. Juan Vargas. Jose Vega. Jason Velasquez. And Alexander Zuluaga. Head coach Alex Jimenez. Co-head coach Marvin Dedia. Assistant coach Eric Gonzalez. congratulations on a fantastic season gold West. Now, will the head coach of the state champions, Benny Arciaga, and team captain from Cerritos College, please come forward to accept the team trophy as the 2018 finalists of the California Community College Athletic Association Men's Soccer Championships. Congratulations, Cerritos College, for your outstanding season. And now, please come forward as your name is called to accept your 3C28 state medallion. Jose Espisha. Jordan Aldama. Delvin Estrada. Ernesto Cueva. Javier Cortez. Luis Lira. Esteban Camacho. Alberto Carrillo. Oscar Donate. Kevin Diaz. Eric Galinar. Amari Maldonado. Alan Perez. Alexis Vera. Ryan Ortega. Jorge Cardona. Brandon Malayo. Eugene Martinez. Ryan Rodriguez. Lester Pineda. Carlos Perez. Mark Mendoza. Brian Villalobos. And Alex Rodriguez. Head coach Benny Arciaga. Assistant coaches Chris Lekovich. Jorge Arciaga. Felipe Bernal. Alex Munoz. Jose Esparza. Felipe Gonzalez. Matt Dole. And Juan Mejia. Again, our congratulations for a fantastic season. Congratulations to both colleges and their student athletes for a wonderful season of high caliber intercollegiate athletic competition. Once again, again, your state champions, the Cerritos College Falcons.
The 2018 3C2A men's soccer champions, the Cerritos College Falcons, and they do it in dramatic fashion, a 2-1 win over Golden West College. Jordan Aldama, sensational keeper for Cerritos College, named the tournament MVP. But of course, he had so much help on the Falcons throughout the season, of course, and so many players making contributions, and what a fantastic effort from Cerritos College to come back from 1-0 down and to secure the 2-1 win and the 2018 3C2A men's soccer championship. Wrapping things up here, we'll come back at 2 o'clock for the women's championship. That'll be Santiago Canyon taking on Lake Tahoe. So one more championship here today. Everybody here for SoCalCommonSports.com, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you at 2 o'clock.